Hey guys, so today is gonna be kind of like a get ready with me type thing. It's gonna be something weird, kind of like a chat. I don't know what's happening. My life is a mess. So if you wanna watch me do some makeup, I don't know if it's gonna be glam or if it's just gonna be natural. It could be in the middle, it could be neither, I don't know. Keep watching. I normally use this before I go to bed and when I wake up. It's the Josie Maran Argan Bright Skin Vitamin C Serum. I know you're only supposed to do it in the morning because that's what the directions say, but as my previous videos have shown, I don't listen to the rules. So I just prepped my face with some of that, just to kind of get it nice and smooth. I mentioned this in my other video that I posted this morning, but I am breaking out mainly because my diet has gone to complete poop, and I react very, very, very heavily to any like sugary foods, which is what this is. So yeah, I've just kind of gone way too far off the deep end right now, but it's okay. It's stress related. It'll be okay. We'll move past it. Next, I typically do things out of order. A lot of people like to do their face, like foundation and all that stuff first and then do their eyebrows. I'm not one of those people. I've never been one of those people. I'm gonna close the door because my mother is talking to my aunt. My aunt lives in England, so they talk all the time, and she's just a bit loud, she being my mother. Anyway, I normally do my eyebrows with just an eyebrow pencil and some eyebrow gel. I use Benefit's Precisely My Brow Pencil. Basically, you just do light strokes and kind of just fill it in. My eyebrows are not light. They could be defined a little bit better because as a teenager, you know, you go crazy and you pluck them all the time. So that's, you know, that's what happened to mine. I don't believe there's a proper technique to do makeup. I mean, obviously there are things that you don't want to do, but as like for application of certain things, I don't do it how you want. You know, if you want blocky eyebrows, fine. If you don't want to outline it first, fine. So with that being said, I typically start just by light strokes, like feather strokes, and just kind of go with the brow. So let me finish this brow and then I'm gonna do the other brow off camera, and then we'll go into the eyes. Okay, I'm back. Yes, I look crazy, but not as crazy as I did earlier. So I just fixed my brows and I highlighted the area to avoid the halo effect, because for me at least, I always seem to miss the top part of my brow when I am concealing, and then it leaves this weird red, like pink hue because of my skin color. I also set my concealer using the same powder as I did earlier, just by dabbing it and blotting it because I'm professionalism. Next up is palette. Give me just a second to like organize my life and it'll be good. Okay, so I'm gonna use this palette that everybody loves to hate. You know what? I'm gonna go with a green. I'm feeling a green color today. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use these colors because it's fun and why not? I like to start off with like a lighter color. So I'm gonna use this nice little lime green. and just apply it, you know? Just apply it. I've come a long way for doing makeup, but I still suck at it. So like, I'm definitely not a Nikki tutorial, but I'm also not where I was 7 years ago. So I say 7 years ago because that's when I started kind of playing with makeup. I always had like that crazy like waterline eyeliner and then like really brightly colored lids that weren't blended at all, even though my mother told me to blend. I just was like, no mom, you don't know what you're talking about. She knew what she was talking about. She still does. She still always knows what she's talking about. There you go, mom. I admitted it on camera. I just kind of like put this light color all over the lid and then kind of up into the brow bone area, just because with my eyes, if you don't do that, you're not going to be able to see the colors. I know less is more, but I can't help myself sometimes. Honestly, I just, that goes with anything. Okay, now I'm gonna do it on the other eye. I already kind of started, but I'm gonna do it on the other eye, off camera, just to save time. And then we'll be right back with the second part. All right, I'm back and better than ever. Haha. All right. Why is that like a less enthusiastic Ricky Thompson? So the darker color is going in my crease and then kind of in the outer corner, and then I will blend it with the brush that I used for the lighter green, obviously to make it more cohesive and pretty, but right now it's just looking kind of forest nymphy and I'm about it. So I don't know if any of you guys have this issue, maybe it's just me, I don't know, but always on like my dominant side, so I'm a right-handed person. On my right hand side, I tend to like blend and like do like the best side of makeup on my right hand side, and then when it comes to my left hand side, she's okay. She's not bad, but she's never like the best. Anyways, I gotta go in with this brush and blend it out a little bit more just to make it prettier and more cohesive, and then we're gonna go from there. Alright, so now that that's a little bit more blended, we're gonna go ahead and use a different color. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of do a cut crease. I've never really been one to do good cut creases, so I tend to avoid them, but this is what we're gonna do. Alright, so now that that's packed on, I've decided that it's not as bad as I thought it would be. However, it could be better. Like most things in my life, you know, never can say. Now I'm gonna go in with the shimmery green and just kind of pack it on, and then my inner corners are gonna be that very bright yellow. And then with the inner corner, we're gonna go in with this very, 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 very bright yellow. All right, so now I'm gonna go in and blend it all again with this brush. So I typically go in with a color that's darker than the rest of my eye look, just to make my eyes pop a little bit more. I think I'm gonna go with like a brown on this one, just to kind of make like a dark brown, just to kind of make the look a little bit more cohesive. I take an angled eyeliner brush for it, and I just kind of underneath my lash line go and just meet at my outer corner, and then I do it again for the other one. And then we move on to Lancome. Put it on the, got dust in my nose. Put it on the back of the hand. Take the foundation brush. I used to use a beauty blender, and it's not that I don't want to, it's just that the mall is closed. That means Sephora is closed, which means I can't get a beauty blender. Then we're just gonna do this. Now I like to do circles like this. I'm kind of in a less aggressive fashion. But very like lightly tapping my face in circles and going out towards my cheekbones, just because for me it's a bit easier. Yes, I also realized that this color is a little bit orange for me. I used to be tan, and by tan I mean have an orange tint to me, but now, you know, I'm coming out of hibernation. It's just, it's different now, okay? So let's ignore that fact. Now this is where the logic of doing your foundation before your eyes makes sense, but I just like making my life difficult. Okay, so now that my foundation is on and I look a little bit better, this is when I go in with my concealer and do under eye, I do my nose, I do right here typically, and then I do my chin, and then any blemish spots that didn't really get covered up, I just also kind of do. So now that she's a little bit more human-like, I like to go in with my setting powder and just kind of set it before I put on my contour, only because my contour is powder, because I still haven't bit the bullet on buying a creamy contour stick or contour palette at all. So I just like to kind of set it so it doesn't mess up the liquid foundation aspect of my look. We're gonna go in with my Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze. I love this. It's been beat to death. I tend to use this like angled blush brush. Now I know that's not what it's called, but that's what I call it. I tend to just get some dabbed on and then just kind of go along the indents right here. Okay, so this typically is buffed out with this brush. And then I go in and I contour my nose with the same thing. Just with using a thinner brush. And I just very lightly go against the bridge of my nose. So I normally use Ardell or Lily lashes if I'm feeling extra fun, but Lily lashes are expensive for me, so I normally just settle with Ardell. I'm just getting the glue off of the band because sometimes what they put the adhesive to hold them in shape gets everywhere. It makes it easier for me to hold them with tweezers and then fit them to your eye. Now obviously if you have big eyes and this fits, cool, but my eyes, unfortunately, yeah, these are a little bit too big, so I'm gonna have to trim them down, and I do that using my trusty little eyebrow scissors, and I just cut little by little until they fit. There it is. It's much better. I like to use duo glue. We do that cool little brush, and you just kind of brush it on as so. And then I like to put a bunch on the corners, and then we just place it ever so gently. Not using tweezers, a lot of people are afraid to, and I don't blame them, but after you do it so many times, you kind of get used to the risk. And you just want to line it up appropriately and kind of brush your lashes up. You can use your finger, you can use mascara. I normally use mascara after, once this kind of like dries a little bit more and sets properly so it doesn't move it out of place. But I'll push it down on my lash line, and there's lash number 1. I'm gonna do the second one off camera just because it's easier to do. Sorry, there's a hair in my nose. And we'll be right back. Okay, so now that both lashes are on, I need to set the vibe, I guess, with mascara. I use Better Than Sex. I always will use Better Than Sex from Too Faced. Even though I'm not a fan of the company, it's the only one that doesn't make my eyes water. So that's what we're doing. I typically like to just bond my eyelashes with the lash strip with mascara, just to kind of make it more realistic, and it kind of gives them a lift. I also put mascara on my bottom lashes just to kind of give them a little more oomph. So that is eye number 1 and eye number 2. All right, so that is the eye look. 2 more steps. I have 3 more steps left. One of them is highlight, because you can't not do highlight. The second is lips, and then the final thing is finishing spray, because we live for finishing spray. Do you think it does anything? I think it might. I could just be paying $20 for water in a bottle. Who knows? So I use Becca highlighter. This is the opal one. So yeah. So I typically just do my highlighting point, do my nose, do the other side, and then I do my cupid's bow. Just a little excessively. Kind of make a point, and then I go in with my lippy. This is the Jeffree Star lipstick, the Velour liquid lipstick in Gemini. I didn't think I would like it, but it's my go-to 95% of the time. Last but certainly not least is the All Nighter Setting Spray by Urban Decay. This is the Summer Solstice edition. Okay. Whew. Just let her breathe for a minute. All right, and this is the final look. So if you liked this video, or if you didn't like this video, let me know in the comments. Gang gang.